Man, what's good, YouTube, man? This your boy, man. Jay Willie Silly, man. A.K.A. Mr. Take It Easy. For you in the lazy. But, hey, man, make sure y'all follow my Instagram, man, and Twitch in the description down below, man. You know what I mean? Follow my Twitch, bro. Like I said, bro, 3.8K on the way, but I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody, bro, for following my Twitch. Because, like I said, bro, mano Imano, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, the support going crazy, bro. It's going crazy. I'm just grateful for what I got now, bro. You know what I mean? One thing I used to do, I used to be thinking about what I didn't have, and, you know, I used to be thinking about what I didn't have and not be grateful for what I do have. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like, I'm grateful for having 7.2K. I'm grateful for having 3.8K on Twitch, because there's a whole lot of people that wish they could have 7.2K. It's a whole lot of people that wish they could have 3.8K. You know what I mean? You got to be grateful. You got to learn how to be grateful for the things that you do not have. You know what I mean? So God can get, because God not going to bless nobody, bro, if he see that they not grateful, bro, for what they have, bro. You know what I'm saying? You so focused on what you don't have, you can't even appreciate what you got. You know what I'm saying? Gotta appreciate what you got, bro. Enjoy the journey, man. I'm enjoying this journey. This is a crazy, I'm 21, kid. 21, I'm young, bro. Like, I'm so young, bro. Just take it slow, man. Stop being such in a rush, man. Like, take everything slow, bro. You 20-some years old, bro. Now, if you're 50, you got a problem. Nigga, you finna die. You know what I'm saying? If you got a 50, if you 50, 40, then that's a different story. Nigga, you finna be up out of here, nigga. But I'm 21, so I ain't really taking life as, I'm taking it serious, bro, but I'm just slowing down. Like, I'm just, you know, I got a lot of time, man. 21, it's young, bro. You feel me? I got a lot of time. I really don't have a lot of time. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, I do, but I don't know when I'm going to die. So it's like, you really don't know. You don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to, you know what I'm saying? You really don't know when you're going to die. You feel me? But, you know, in God's will, man. In God's will, man, I'm here. But these fishing horror stories be freaking me out, though, G. I'm not gonna lie to you. These one horror stories, I reacted to one fishing horror story that done kind of freaked me out, kid.
There's a nice hidden lake a short walk away from my house in Parsonfield.
What's so
Maine.
exciting about fishing? Like, for all my fishermen out here, can you just comment what's so exciting? Like, why? I don't have a problem with it, because everybody love what they do. But, you know, like I said, for me, like, I've always, like, I don't know, I found fishing intriguing, but I never, like, understood, like, okay, like what's so relaxing about it? Y'all tell me in the comment section. If y'all fishermen, what's so relaxing about it, bro? You know what I mean?
I've been going fishing there for as long as I've lived here. It's hidden away from any roads or houses. It has perfect privacy, and I would always be the only one out on the lake fishing. In fact, I would leave my kayak in the same spot by the lake whenever I wasn't using it. It was easier than lugging the thing back and forth from my house to the lake anytime I wanted to use it. I would leave it leaning up against this huge tree every time. The kayak is heavy enough to not fall over from a windstorm or anything. I also leave it covered to prevent critters from taking refuge inside. It was a warm summer's evening. I was out on the lake already for about an hour, and I'd caught a few trout already, which I'd thrown into the cooler. It was dusk at this point. The little bit of light left in the sky was disappearing behind the trees. I was going to bring it in soon. I heard sounds from the edge of the lake. I turned and saw someone standing at the edge of the water, tipping a barrel of some kind over, pouring its contents into the lake. It looked to me like they were polluting the lake with something. I took it upon myself to yell out, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
Hey, just let them do what they do, though. Just mind your business and just fish. Nigga, this ain't your lake. You know what I'm saying? Let them pollute the lake, whatever they want to. Just mind your business. I'll be definitely looking at them, though, because I'm like, nigga, I'll be the only one here fishing. Who that is right there? I'm going to mind my business, but gotta be on the lookout, though. That's everywhere I go. I'm always staring. I'm always looking. You know what I'm saying? But I mind my business, though. Nigga, this ain't your lake, nigga. Nigga, who you think you is? You know what I'm saying? This is a public lake. And one thing about me, I'm going to keep it real, bro. Hey, bro, I don't like going nowhere where I don't see people. I'm sorry. I just, it's something about, like, by myself outside. It's something about that just doesn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? I don't go nowhere and I'm the only one there. You feel me? When it comes to hotels, a lot of people got to be in the hotel. when it comes to a gas station, I gotta see some people at that gas station. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, being out here by myself outside. Now in my room, okay, that's different. But just outside, like out here in the wilderness by myself? Oh, no, sir.
The person looked up at me, and he then ran into the woods, with the contents of the barrel still pouring into the water. I looked more closely at the liquid being poured out into the lake.
Like some blood?
It looked like a dark red liquid.
Blood.
Though it was dark out, so I can't say with 100% certainty if it was red.
Kills
it was very dark. I felt a sense of unease creep up throughout my body. I decided I wanted to leave. I'm a big nature guy though, and seeing people littering or polluting the environment makes me sick.
No, shut up.
I genuinely couldn't resist shouting something out to that person, but I didn't feel comfortable here any longer. I planned on reporting this to the Department of Environmental Protection. I paddled the kayak back to the usual spot. I took all of my gear off the kayak before pulling it out of the water. As I was putting the cover over the kayak, I heard one single snap of something not far away. Like the crunch of something under a person's shoe.
This nigga finna die.
I turned and was about to say who's there, but I decided against it. I finished covering the kayak quicker than I ever had before. I didn't even bother standing it up to lean on the tree this time. I left it on the ground. I picked up my gear and cooler and started quickly walking out of the woods and onto the road, which led to my house.
Cause you walking down here? I'm talking about you a big nature guy. That nigga pouring out some dark liquid out of a bucket. Ain't no right person, ain't right mind gonna be at the woods. You fishing, so that's different. This nigga in the woods. And then you say, when you say, hey, nigga ran back in the woods. You feel me? Any right person, ain't right mind would have been like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You straight? That's any right person, any right mind. This nigga running away, nigga, like you hiding something. And then I see some dark liquid coming out your bucket. Nigga, I would have been like this. Would have been roll your boat gently down the street. You know what I'm saying? I would have ran immediately. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I told you, I put two and two together. Seen some dark liquid, nigga, this blood. This a murder. This is blood. And then when I say, hey, bro, what's up? Nigga, run away. This nigga done killed somebody.
It was only a couple minutes of a walk and I was back home. I kept looking over my shoulder the entire time.
Feel like somebody watching.
Thinking someone was behind me.
Oh, God.
I put my gear in the shed real quick, then went inside. I never locked the door so quickly. I was genuinely spooked. I rinsed off the trout and put them in the fridge, planning on cooking them tomorrow.
That nigga by himself.
Tonight, I just heated up some leftovers. As the food was in the microwave, there was a knock at my front door. The fear and dread that I was feeling the entire walk back to the house returned in an instant, and my suspicion that I was being followed home was basically confirmed. I mean, who else would be knocking on my door this late? My lights were on, my car was in the driveway, whoever it was knew I was in here. I had all the shades closed though, so nobody could look inside. They knocked on the door again. The microwave beeped as the timer hit 0. I'm sure whoever was outside heard it. All the windows were cracked open, and a moment later, there was a knock now on the window, and a man's voice said through the window, "Excuse me, I think you saw me at the lake earlier. I'd just like to explain myself." It was absolutely...
Nigga, what? Nigga said, excuse me, I thought you seen me at the lake. I just like to explain myself. Nigga, what are you talking about? This nigga, bro, he think you a witness. This nigga finna kill you. Nigga talking about, nigga, you're following me. What are you talking about, weirdo? You are following me, nigga. That's why I said, nigga, it's something guilty about you, nigga. If it wasn't nothing you was doing out there, nigga, why are you following me home, nigga? You know what I'm saying? What you knocking on my door for?
Absolutely no chance I was opening the door to this person. For them to stalk me to my house told me this was a dangerous person. They repeatedly knocked on the window and kept yelling hello through it. I decided to acknowledge him now that he was getting more aggressive. I yelled, "Yo, leave or I'll call the police." I intended to either way, but it was still a threat to get him to leave. The man responded calmly now, saying, "Sir, if you could just open the front door, I'll explain everything to you." I repeated my threat, and I didn't hear his voice again. At this point, I shut and locked every window in the house and turned on the AC. I also made a report to the non-emergency police number, detailing both the barrel being dumped into the lake and the man coming to my house. I also made an online report with the Department of Environmental Protection, Making these 2 reports honestly made me feel a little better about going to sleep that night. But thank God I'm a light sleeper. In the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., I heard a crash from downstairs. I immediately sprang out of my bed and grabbed my Glock from the closet.
There you go, nigga. Girl, there you go, nigga. Let's stop playing with these niggas, man. This nigga's a human, bro. Come on. You feel me? Wait for him, man. I ain't finna go to sleep, nigga, on my mama. We got guns. We got pipes. We got Glocks. We got ARs. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. We killing niggas, man. For real, bro. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't scared by none of that, bro. I ain't finna respond to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, bro, go on about your business, bro. I look at you like you a human, bro, for real, bro. I'm telling you, word is bond, bro. You gonna die, bro. I'm telling you, I'll be quick to kill a nigga, bro. I swear to God, I'm not a murderer, bro. I'm not a killer, bro. But one thing about Jay, bro, I love my life, boy. Nigga, I will kill you in a heartbeat, nigga, try to take my life. I swear for you, bro. I swear. Self-defense, whatever you want to call it, bro. I'm smoking you. I swear. You feel me? I ain't going to sleep after that. I'm staying downstairs with it, though. Who going to sleep? I'm downstairs with it. Nigga knocking on my window? I ain't calling 12. Nigga, I'm trying to murder you. Who calling 12? I don't want to call 12. I want to murk your out. I want to put you in the ground. See, a lot of y'all niggas saying y'all would kill somebody, bro. When it come to that time, you won't kill nobody for real. A lot of y'all niggas never been in a situation. I ain't saying I kill somebody, bro, but I've been in a real situation where I up that thing on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga play on me, nigga, I'll up that thing on a nigga. Nigga start running. Nigga would have ran up on a nigga, would have popped him. You know what I'm saying? I've been in real nigga situations before. So what I'm saying, nigga, I'm telling you what I do for real. A lot of y'all niggas say y'all kill something. You ain't finna kill nothing. You ain't never upped on a nigga a day in your life. You ain't own the gun. Talking about you kill something. Nigga, you ain't own no gun. If you don't own no gun, bro, stop talking about killing something. You know what I'm saying? Tell my bro, my mama would have killed that nigga. What, nigga? With a knife? Baseball bat? They got a whole Glock right here ready to spark a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You feel me? Got a whole 40 right here. I ain't finna show it on camera. Right here. Right here. Every time I record, bro, right here. Let it come in here playing. Nigga gonna die right here. Straight up. Nigga been in real nigga situation before, so niggas just don't be talking straight up. I know how, like, a lot of y'all be saying y'all real niggas, but you ain't never been no real nigga situation to prove you a real nigga. You don't know what you gonna do. Now, a lot of y'all niggas freeze up if y'all was in some real niggas, bro. I was just finna cuss, bro. Thank God, bro. I'm working on that. Just keeping it real with you, bro.
In the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., I heard a crash from downstairs.
We busted.
I immediately sprang out of my bed and grabbed my Glock from the closet. I heard someone's attempt at quiet footsteps coming up the creaky wooden steps. I had my Glock loaded in hand as I stood behind my dresser right by my closet, aiming at the door. I heard very slow creeping towards my door. My bedroom door is closest to the stairs, so it was naturally the first door that they would approach. And sure enough, I heard the doorknob slowly press down, and then the door pushed open.
There you go.
I saw nothing but the man's silhouette enter the room.
Pop.
I flicked on the lamp next to me so he could see my gun, and I screamed, "Get on the ground now."
Yeah.
He raised his hands in the air, and seemed for a second to be motioning for me to calm down. He had a small blade in his hand.
Yeah.
I told him to drop it.
Drop
it. But then he said calmly, "I'm leaving."
Man, nigga, drop that, nigga. Drop it, nigga. Man, nigga, big about it. Popped you. Nigga, this nigga real nice. You know, popped you. I would have popped you. I ain't gonna lie, cuz straight DOA. Straight DOA, bro. You would have been straight DOA right there. Open that door, straight DOA.
In his hand. I told him to drop it. But then he said calmly, "I'm leaving."
Man, stop talking with this nigga.
For downstairs. I yelled at him to stop, but he clearly took the chance on me being too afraid to pull the trigger.
Man.
I heard him leave through the front door.
You should have popped
I ran downstairs to lock the front door right away and then call 911. My living room window was shattered. Glass was all over the floor. I kept my sight on that broken window until the police officer showed up.
You should have popped.
I had to explain that I already made a non-emergency report of what happened earlier.
Cuz, you should have shot nigga in the foot or something, cuz. Man, you should have popped this nigga, man. You let this nigga go. This bro coming right back, bro. Nigga had a blade. This nigga trying to, bro. You gotta move or something, kid. I ain't gonna lie to you. Should have shot that nigga. You should have popped him. You only hit him one, bro. Coming back on God. He's coming back, bro. Should have popped him in that
waiting
lid.
Too long by morning for the barrel to be gone. In the darkness, I went with 2 of the officers who showed up to my house to where I saw that man dumping the barrel into the lake. But after 20 minutes of walking around looking for it, it was gone. The man must have made sure not to leave it behind. I gave my best description of the man to the police for their report. The man was a short, bearded white man with a receding hairline and glasses, wearing a black flannel shirt and black pants. After the police left, I stayed in the living room all night with my gun next to me, watching TV. No way in hell was I going to sleep with a broken window and some nut job out there. At dawn, my brothers came over to help me fix the window. My brother Dale stayed at the house while my other brother and I went to Home Depot to get the window and parts. Dale stayed at the house with me for a few nights till things cooled down. My not-so-wild theory is that the barrel contained human remains, possibly dissolved in some kind of acid. Why else would that man follow me home and then break into my house to potentially murder me? Trust your gut if something feels wrong. I knew if I opened my door to that man, something terrible might have happened to me.
Straight up. You see how bro kept looking behind him and stuff like that? When you feel like somebody watching you, G. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ever since I was a little kid, all the older men in my family would take me fishing every opportunity they got. It was like some family ritual. I, being the youngest, meant that I was next in line to become an expert, like all of them claimed to be. The ones who took it the most seriously were my dad and his brother Matthew. Our houses were decked out like the ones you've probably seen on fishing shows. I won't go into detail, but if you took a step into my house, you'd instantly be able to tell my parents spend more time on the water than on the land. This is actually his story, not mine. My dad's a pretty hard guy to scare, but let me tell you, whenever he tells this story, it's like he's a different person. He doesn't like talking about it, but every so often, at a family gathering or a special occasion, one of my relatives will ask him to tell it, and he will.
No cap though, bro. Like, all of us got one of them stories, bro. Like, all of us got one of them stories that just stick with us, bro. Like that's gonna stick with us forever, bro. All of us got one of them stories, bro.
My dad's name is John. He was fishing with my uncle.
Y'all tell me what's the craziest story y'all ever happened to y'all. Y'all comment right now. What's the craziest thing that ever happened to y'all? No lie stuff. Be real. Everybody comment. What's the most craziest thing? I tell y'all all my story. Y'all niggas know my story. I ain't gonna keep telling y'all the same thing. But what's the craziest thing that happened to y'all niggas like in y'all lifetime? Like the most scariest ish, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie though, bro. Be real, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? If nothing ever happened to you, bro, shut up. Nah, don't just try to make up some, oh, what can I say for Jay to see my comment? Yeah, so, this sound like it's gonna be scary right here because a lot of weird niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of weird niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? Try to freaking make up something, bro. He ain't happened to you, friend. Don't lie, cuz. Be real. What happened? What happened?
And their close friends Rich, Jeff, and Monty. They had set out early, before the sun had even broken the horizon, heading to a remote spot they had all agreed was prime fishing territory.
Every time I see this, my name's Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? They call me Forrest Gump.
This place was a couple of hours boat ride from the nearest marina, tucked away in a secluded cove-type area that few bothered to explore. It was known among them for its abundant bass and the occasional pike.
I want to go home.
The day started like any other fishing trip, with the boat cutting smoothly through the mist rising off the water, everyone sharing stories and jokes over the hum of the engine. They anchored the boat in a familiar cove, surrounded by dense forest. Monty was the first to crack open a beer, even though it was so early in the morning. My dad tells me all the time that Monty is his wild friend, the one who tends to drink a little more than he should. They fished for hours, the only sounds being the occasional splash of a lure hitting the water, and their own laughter. Oh, and the occasional crunch of empty beer cans that they were drinking like water. As the day wore on, they had their fair share of catches, each one sparking a small celebration. As dusk approached, the light began to wane. A dense fog rolled in from the water. My dad describes it as the boat literally being swallowed by fog. Rich, who was the most experienced fisherman of the group, kept saying that he had never seen fog so thick. That's how unnatural it was. Jeff, the jester of the group, was almost as drunk as Monty, both of whom were seemingly unfazed by the fog that had ensnared them. It was starting to get dark. They had originally thought that they could just wait out the fog, but it didn't seem to be going anywhere.
It's like it's stuck.
My dad and Rich agreed that Matthew should just try to drive the boat out of the cove and into the open ocean, where the fog probably wouldn't be as dense. Matthew agreed, but even though he was typically the most cautious, he only narrowly avoided colliding with the shore. He refused to risk further damage to his prized boat. They reluctantly came to terms with the fact that they'd probably have to spend the night on the boat. My dad made the point that they'd need to tell their families about the situation, and of course, they had drifted into an area of the cove that had no signal. My dad needed to handle some business at work, so neglecting the problem was not an option. He offered to go ashore in search of a signal, and Rich and Jeff said they'd join him. Matthew would stay back to guard the boat and an increasingly inebriated Monty. My dad, Jeff, and Rich made their way over to the shore and jumped out of the boat, only getting slightly wet. My dad made a point of snagging the emergency flares in the boat, just in case they got lost and needed to signal Matthew to come find them. The three of them made their way into the pitch-black woods, lit only by the shine of their phone.
Nigga ain't got no, I was finna say, cuz, like, what, nigga just walking in the black woods or something? I'm like, come on now, nigga, ain't, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Them flashlight, I ain't gonna lie, G, that's a, I ain't gonna lie, G, that's crazy, though. You going in the woods, bro, with a phone, flashlight, nigga, that, you still ain't gonna be able to see nothing. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, that's one, I told you 2 places that terrifies me is the woods, bro, and the ocean. Man, them woods and the ocean, bro, we don't know what's in there. You don't know what's in there, bro. It's a different world in the woods, man. You in the woods, you in the wilderness. You only know what, bro, you only know what exists what they tell you exists, bro. It could be things out there, bro, that we don't even know that's out there, bro. In the ocean especially, though. I'm like, nigga, it's a different world in there. When I told you, when I reacted to the top 10 most dangerous creatures in the ocean, bro, man, I'm talking about the things that I seen I didn't even know existed. I'm like, bro, this exists? This exists underwater. And I'm telling you, boy, some crazy stuff in the ocean. Boy, some crazy stuff in the ocean, but they were like, I don't play with that. I ain't playing with it. I don't go in there. I don't go in there. I swim in the pool. I'll go swim in the pool, but that ocean, I ain't going in there, though. I'll sit on the ocean. I have a walk on the beach. Oh, you word up. Sit on the ocean. You know, relaxing in the ocean is relaxing. Go to the beach, that's relaxing. But getting in that thing, got nothing coming.
Phone flashlights.
Straight
My
up.
dad and his friends have all done their fair share
Straight
of
up.
camping, so it wasn't like a forest scared them too much. They began trekking uphill, hoping that higher ground would give them a better chance of finding a signal. My dad always made a point of emphasizing how dark, yet eerily foggy the forest was. You could practically feel yourself slicing through the fog. Just as they were adjusting to the dense atmosphere, a series of strange clicking noises began to permeate the silence, first emerging from directly in front of them before encircling them completely. These sounds were unlike any forest sounds they were familiar with. It was rhythmic yet erratic, as if someone was tapping out a code meant only for the woods themselves. The distinctiveness of the noise made one thing clear: it was human-made.
What?
The realization that they weren't alone hit them like a freight train. Rich, the most seasoned of the trio when it came to outdoor survival, whispered urgently for them to turn off their flashlights. "Don't give away our position," he hissed, with a note of genuine concern in his voice. As the lights switched off, the darkness became thicker than the fog.
Straight up.
The clicking noises stopped abruptly, replaced by a silence that seemed to weigh on their chests. Time lost meaning as they stood there, frozen, unsure of their next move. I'm sure they were all thinking the same thing. The idea that they might have stumbled upon some kind of clandestine gathering or a woods cult was terrifying.
Man.
Then, as suddenly as it had stopped, the silence was broken by rustling noises, this time much closer. Then silence again. And then a guttural scream echoed through the trees. A sound so primal and full of anguish that it rooted them to the spot. Before they could process what was happening, rapid stomping noises thundered through the woods towards them. The 3 men took off, back the way they had came.
We out.
Acting on fear and pure instinct, my dad fired the flare gun behind them. The flare
Straight
cut
up.
through the fog, lighting the woods up. For a moment, the woods were as clear as day. and the sight that met their eyes was nothing short of horrifying.
Well,
Illuminated by the flare's red glow was a pack of more than 10 individuals dressed in what could only be described as tribal attire. Some of them brandished wooden spears, but the light from the flare only lasted a split second. Jeff screamed and almost stumbled, but Rich quickly grabbed his arm to keep him upright. My dad describes this part as the most overwhelming feeling of pure terror he has ever experienced. The forest seemed to fight against them as they fled, ducking under branches and jumping over roots. By some miracle, they emerged from the tree line, panting and disoriented but alive. They screamed at Matthew to start the engine, the urgency in their voices leaving no room for question. Matthew complied immediately, and the boat lurched forward just as their pursuers reached the shoreline. In the chaos, my dad fired the last flare into the air, back towards the shore. For a split second, as the flare's light pierced the fog, they saw their pursuers at the water's edge. It was freakish. There must have been at least 15 of them, just standing motionless at the water's edge. The flare's light faded, and it was dark again. Matthew managed to get a safe distance away, then stopped the boat again. After the engine was off, the only sounds were Jeff, my dad, and Rich's breathing. My dad says he wasn't able to process what had happened for nearly an hour. He was functioning off pure adrenaline and survival instincts. They ended up taking turns keeping watch while the others slept, and left first thing in the morning as soon as the fog dissipated. Funnily enough, Monty had passed out before everything went down and doesn't remember any of the details of that night. I still get shivers down my spine when I tell this story. I can only imagine what my dad must feel when he thinks back to it.
Boy, that's why I try to tell y'all, boy, y'all got things like that in the woods too, man. Like tribes and all that crazy. Like, boy, man, they were looking at y'all the whole time. G had the flashlight. You probably interrupted something, boy. They was finna kill y'all for sure. You know what I'm saying? Glad you made it out that thing, OG, but I said don't play with that fire. That's why I said I don't go in the woods. Yeah, cool. Straight. I'm straight. I'm straight.
I've been fishing for as long as I can remember. I'm almost 60 years old now, and even though I've been fishing thousands of times, I can't think of any other way I'd rather spend the rest of my life. My kids are all off living their own lives, and things around the house are quiet now. You could hear a pin drop most of the time. Sometimes I miss the old days, being able to throw the pigskin around with my boys in the backyard, but some things just aren't in the game plan anymore. I usually fish with my pals from college, but more often than not, I've found myself going at it alone, like a lone wolf. This was one of those times. I haven't stepped foot outside upstate New York in over 15 years. I don't see a reason to. We've got some of the best fishing lakes in the country, and I plan on making full use of them. It was mid-April in the early season, just after the ice out and before May hit. For whatever reason, I decided I wanted a more secluded spot this time around, so I chose a nondescript lake in the middle of nowhere that was pretty small. I drove up an hour before sunrise so that I could be out on the water when the sun poked
nowhere
through.
For real though.
I unstrapped my kayak from the roof of the car and made my way over to the lake. I rode out to the middle of the lake and admired the beautiful early colors starting to paint the sky. It felt like home. You can bet your bottom dollar I'd never trade a day like this for anything. It was a little chilly, but I've got skin like steel. I could tell the sun was just about to appear in the sky, so I started gearing up. I was shooting for largemouth bass, so I made my way back to the outside edge of the weed beds, planning to move back toward the middle of the lake if I got skunked. I went for a 6.5-foot medium-action spinning rod with 9-pound monofilament line. I was using
So I'm saying, I don't know what that is. Y'all fishermen, y'all understand. I don't know what that is right there. You know what I mean? But it must be relaxing though, boy. You know what I'm saying? Must be relaxing. But that right there, like that right there, that's not relaxing to me. Because I know it's crocodiles in there. I know it's alligators. I know it's some monsters in there. You know what I mean? So it's like being in that such short boat like that right there, it freaks me out. It's just nothing about this is exciting to me. But everybody likes what they like though. But this right here, no, you don't see Jay doing this at all.
Rig, which is a 4-inch rubber stick worm, my go-to for catching largemouth. Just before I was about to start what would hopefully be a swell day on the water, I noticed something strange across the lake. I couldn't quite see what was going on, but I could tell that there was movement. At first I thought it was a fellow fisherman, but curiosity got the better of me. I reached into my knapsack and pulled out my pair of binoculars I used for bird watching. I looked across the lake, and there were 3 figures wearing dark colors and hoods covering their faces. They looked like they were digging a hole or something on the edge of the lake.
Stop.
I kept watching. They finished their hole, and while I was expecting them to put something inside it, they actually did the opposite. One of them pulled something out of the hole, which I couldn't make out even with my binoculars.
Them niggas dug up a body, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These niggas, when they be murdering folks, and when they be doing dirt, this is where they go throw the bodies at. This is where they go do, this is where they go bury at, right here. So the bodies can never be found. You know what I mean? So I guess the spot got compromised or something, so they dug up the body and finna bury the body somewhere else or something. I don't know.
Then the other 2 did the same, pulling out a few more things that I couldn't quite see.
There ain't no body.
I was beyond confused.
Probably was a body.
Then I watched as they started tossing the items into the lake, each one making a distinct splash as it smacked the water. Something was wrong. Out of nowhere, a wave of fear washed over me. I didn't know who these people were, but I started thinking they might be dangerous. I didn't know what to do. Thankfully,
when you get a feeling like this, when you have a feeling something is wrong, something is wrong. When you have a feeling about a person, dang, I'm cool with everybody else. Like, say if you at a party, wherever you go, you vibing, and then you got some niggas that just come in, and you start feeling a little certain way about them. If you feeling that certain way about these niggas, you ain't tripping, bro. Why you ain't feeling a certain way about these niggas? Why you ain't feeling a certain way about anybody else at this party but these niggas right here? It's just some type of energy you can feel, bro. Like, it's something with these niggas. Nah, something with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You can feel the energy. I'm really good off, like, reading energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really good off trusting my gut. Trust your gut. If I'm tripping, bro, I'm tripping. I just rather take me tripping than me just, you know what I'm saying, something going wrong. If I'm tripping, I'ma just be tripping then, nigga. Like I said, nigga, fish ain't that important. Nigga, turn around, OG. Know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the next one in that ground. OG ain't that serious. You feel like something going around. You see 3 niggas in hoodies digging up. Them niggas ain't fishing. Them niggas digging up some things. It's probably body parts. So OG, like I said, no loud mouths. Whatever you said, no big mouths. No extra juicy fish. It's worth your life. Turn around, OG. You gonna die.
They started to leave without noticing me. I thought about turning a blind eye, but couldn't bring myself to do it.
Bro, you finna...
I waited until they disappeared into the woods and slowly rode my way over. I was shaking at this point. I got to the spot where I was pretty sure they had tossed everything. I started fishing, only this time I wasn't fishing for fish. I was going for something else entirely. I fished around for about an hour with no luck. I had to try something different. I racked my brain trying to figure out what I could do. And just then, I remembered my depth checker. I had it tucked away in my Volvo. I was determined at this point. I rode back to shore, returned to my car, retrieved the depth checker, and rode back to the spot.
Cause you that determined for what? Bro, you not no detective, bro. Bro, you better get the fishing, bro. Cause in my mind, nigga, these niggas coming back. That's how I feel. These niggas coming right back. I ain't finna stay here. These niggas coming right back.
I was sweating heavily at this point. I poked around for a bit, feeling nothing but squishy lake bottom. And then, I felt something hard, something metal. I made a mental note of the spot and grabbed my rod. I took the rig off and replaced it with the largest hook I had. I let the spool out slowly, my pointer finger feeling the gentle movement of the line. 50 years of fishing experience was going into this one catch. I felt the slight resistance in the line. It had hit something. I moved the line around slowly, hoping I'd be able to snag it on whatever was down there. After about a minute, the line tugged a little harder than was normal. I was snagged. I reeled in slowly, careful not to drop my catch. What I pulled out of the water had me shivering in my boots.
Body.
I stared at the black 9mm on the end of my line. Those thugs had thrown a gun into the lake. I didn't feel safe anymore. I didn't even bother looking around for the other items. I reeled the gun into my kayak, careful not to touch it, and hightailed it out of there. As soon as I got to dry land, I called the police. They launched a full investigation and recovered several more unsettling things from the lake. I insisted on watching them conduct their search because I needed to know what was at the bottom of that lake. They found a keychain with like 7 keys on it and a bunch of old, foreign coins from different countries wrapped in a cloth. The most eerie thing they found, though, was a locket. It was waterlogged, so the pictures inside were faded and unintelligible. The police told me they'd contact me if they ever connected these dots to some kind of crime. They never called me, though.
Yeah.
But the story didn't end there. One night, I don't remember how many days after this incident, I heard someone in my front yard say, "That was the car, I know it," and then people snooping around my yard. They never rang the bell or knocked on the door, but I heard multiple people circling my house, and then they just left. I have no idea if it were the same people, and if they were, I have no idea if I'm being watched anytime I leave my house. I alerted the police once more, hoping this would reopen this investigation, but nothing became of it once again. I still have so many questions. Why would those items be buried in the first place? And why would those people go back just to dig them up and hide them again? Maybe they realized that there was a greater chance they'd be found in the ground, so they went back and threw them in the lake. Or maybe those items had been in that hole for years, and they decided to dig them up for some reason. All in all, this was the strangest thing that has ever happened to me while fishing.
Yeah, cuz you just gotta mind your business though, Mom. I said, Mom, sorry about for OG. You gotta mind your business though, bro. Some people circling your house, bro. You know who
Throughout
them is,
my
bro.
life, I would go through phases of different
Who them
hobbies.
folks is, you know what I
I'd
mean?
pick something that interests me, obsess over it for a year or so, and then find something new to keep myself entertained. During the summer of 2022, I was big into fishing. About an hour's drive away is a shore house my family has owned for decades that's on the water with a lagoon and small Boston whaler. My friends and I would take frequent trips there to fish and just chill. It was the following October after summer when my 2 friends Kevin and Arian decided to hit the shore house for a weekend to try to catch some striper, as they're abundant during the fall months. Kevin was an avid fisherman, which was a big reason why I got into the whole fishing craze in the first place. Unfortunately, during this time, our boat was out of the water due to maintenance, so we'd have to fish off the beach and piers. This was no problem though, as Kevin had all the necessary rods and gear to do so. We got together on a Friday afternoon, and I drove us all down. When we got there, we fished during the day off of different piers along the inlet. Night rolled by, and only one of us had caught fish, which was Kevin, of course. It was just a small bass though, nothing too exciting. Bummed about our luck, we decided to stay up late to fish off the beach during the night. Kevin said he knew a good beach spot about 15 minutes away, which took us down a desolate road with woods on both sides. It opened up into a small gravel parking area, or at least what seemed like one. Kevin said since we'd have to walk a little ways to the spot, we should take everything we need now so we won't have to go back to the car to get anything. We planned on staying up to catch the sunrise, so we packed accordingly. We walked about 5 minutes down this path, which opened up into a massive beach. We set up camp, which consisted of beach chairs, a speaker, and 2 coolers, one filled with ice for fish, and one filled with snacks, water, and beers.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all, this second story still kind of creeped me out, bro. When them niggas went in the woods, bro, and them little tribal chiefs, whatever, bro, that's kind of just on my mind. I'm like, bro, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that was like, it wasn't like, it was scary. It wasn't scary, but it was like, bro, dang. Like I told y'all, these real true stories. I'm trying to tell y'all real true stories, bro. Go to the beginning. Bro, when I end the video, I'm gonna show you where he say, bro, send me the stories at my Gmail, bro. I keep trying to tell people, bro, it's not fake, bro. You know what I mean? It's not, bro. It's real. It's happening to real people.
Kevin brought these massive fishing rods that were ideal for beach fishing, and also rod holders that you would hammer into the sand. He also had these little bells that connect to the tip of the rod to notify you of any movement. We all casted our rods, cracked a couple beers, and played the waiting game. Within 2 hours, each of us had caught decent-sized fish, which definitely lightened our spirits. We were having a great time, music blasting, knowing that no one was around on this deserted beach.
You think nobody
In conversation, Arian stopped talking, lowered the music, and jolted his head to the left. He asked if we heard that, to which we replied, "Heard what?" It looked like he was concentrating on something for a second, and then said, "I heard someone yell something." We obviously thought he was hearing things or just joking with us, but he insisted he heard someone yell out something that sounded like a yo or a hey. Either way, it seemed unlikely, given that we were on some hidden beach at like 1 a.m., so he quickly forgot about it, and our conversation resumed. It definitely made us more aware, though, A couple minutes later, right after I cast in a fresh hook, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, oh God, boy. One thing about me, boy, I got some good eyes, boy. I ain't gonna lie, cuz I got some good eyes, bro. For real, like, God, catch someone in your corner, nigga start looking, I'm telling you, bro, I notice things that people do not notice, bro. I swear to you, bro. Like, bro, my eyes be catching the most littlest things, bro, that people won't notice, but I'm talking about I got some good eyes, boy.
After I cast
That's one thing I realized about myself. I got good
noticed something
eyes,
out
bro.
of the corner of my eye. There was something on the beach in the distance, but I couldn't see what exactly.
They got
The
binoculars.
others noticed it too.
Somebody give me binoculars.
As it got closer, we realized what it was.
See him.
A person walking towards us. We grew silent and turned off the music. He came up to us. It was a middle-aged white man, maybe 40 or 50. He was wearing a dark blue jacket with a hat and hood up. The way he walked up to us was really sketchy, and he had this intimidating look on his face. We said, "What's up?" kind of awkwardly. He just eyed us down for like 10 seconds and then said in a low voice, "What are you boys up to?" It was pretty apparent what we were up to. Kevin said we're fishing, and he let out some grunt of acknowledgement and nodded his head. He didn't say a word after that and just stood there looking at us, and then the rods, and then the water. We shot each other looks, thinking he was going to try and rob us. There's no way he could have taken on the three of us, though. The bell on one of our rods broke the silence, notifying us that we had potentially hooked a fish. I said we got one, kind of directed at everyone, but mostly that weird guy in hopes that I would get some response out of him like a normal person. I walked over to the rods and reeled in a small striper. When I went back to unhook the fish, that man had turned around and left. We watched as his dark silhouette faded away into the night. We made sure that we had all of our belongings, then sat and just talked about how odd that encounter was. He left without harming us though, so we concluded that he was just some weird man who is now thankfully out of our business. We kept the music off just to be cautious. And
I was saying, man, one thing about my friend group, bro. That one thing about us, but we all got fire. So we won't even worry about that, cuz. That's just one thing about us, cuz. We all got fire. Literally, bro. You run up on us, but you be some dumb niggas. I'm gonna keep it real. You run up on us, cuz, by yourself, I'll respect that. I'm like, cuz, you coming up on us by yourself? Acting crazy by yourself? No, we all got fire. Like, I'll say for us, bro, we would've, don't worry about that nigga. Nigga play, you gonna die right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't worry about, we like, bro, walked away. Would've came back on that with you. Like, what's up? Like, what you mean? You feel me? Nigga would've went right back to fishing. They ain't worry about that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, on God. I don't know, bro. You just, bro. Well, I told y'all, bro, when you got fire, bro, cause you just feel just protected. I got something that can take a nigga life. You know what I'm saying? I can take your life with this thing. Ain't nobody walking this earth immortal. I don't care how tough you is. I don't care how many bodies you got. I don't care who you killed. I don't care about none of that. Nigga, you bleed and you die. That's one thing that's exactly how I look at humans, bro. I don't care who you is. Nigga, hit you one time, but in the right place, you're going down.
A few more beers as our conversation transitioned.
You going down, for sure.
At one point, while staring into the horizon, I thought I heard something in the distance.
Nigga broke into y'all car.
It took me a second to realize what it was.
That's y'all car, bro.
But when I did, my heart dropped. It was a car alarm. I knew it was mine. It was the only car in that lot, and no houses were out there for probably miles. We started panicking and decided to run back to the car, leaving all of our stuff behind. It took us a couple minutes to get there, and when we did, I was completely distraught. My tires had been slashed and my driver's side window had been shattered. I got on my phone with the police immediately and told them my location and situation. The operator asked if I knew who may have done it, and we said some sketchy guy came up to us as we were fishing. She asked if I knew where he went, and I said no. Just as I said this.
Yeah, hey, cut. They slash your tires. That what? But they trying to do something to you. I ain't gonna lie. Slash your tires. Make sure you ain't getting out of there. They trying to rob you. I ain't gonna lie. Trying to do something to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. They slash your tires for a reason. He ain't by himself. That nigga ain't alone.
She asked if I knew where he went, and I said no.
For sure ain't alone. Probably got like 5 other niggas with him.
We heard rustling in the woods around us. My heart rose into my throat. I felt trapped. We frantically ran like 200 yards down the road and hid in the trees. I told the operator this, and she said to stay hidden and keep quiet. Within 10 minutes, we saw 2 cop cars speed past with their lights on. We ran back to the car and saw 3 officers searching the area. Multiple things had been stolen, including my wallet, some cash that was in the glove box, and the remainder of Kevin's fishing gear. They found a large knife lying on the ground nearby, which they took for fingerprints and evidence. I told them the whole story with my adrenaline still pumping. They said we were smart to run away and hide, as it's very likely this man meant us harm. Those words made me appreciate my life so much more. The officers made us feel safe, and were nice enough to help us pack up the equipment and carry it back. They took down our information and gave us a ride back to the house. We stayed up all night reflecting on what had just happened. That morning, Arian got us a ride up north, and I picked up my car from the shop a few days later. To this day, this is by far the most frightening experience I've ever had. What was supposed to be a normal fishing trip became a terrifying ordeal that cost me hundreds of dollars worth of damages. I never got a call back from the police, meaning that guy is probably still out there. Needless to say, I gave up fishing as a hobby and haven't touched it since.
No cappers. But like I said, man, make sure I hit subscribe and look. And like I said, look, y'all. Look at the beginning. Look. I'm gonna say, you know, let me see. I ain't say you see this comes up. That was also about this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying though, you feel me? This is real stories, you know what I'm saying? Ain't fake stories, you know what I mean? So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the bell like a video. Tell me how I feel about this in the comment section down below, you know what I'm saying? But hey man, you feel me? Mr. Nightmare, man. Mr. Nightmare do it the best, man. But it's real stories though. If y'all wanna go see my other scary reactions, bro, send the playlist section. You dig?